Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I will show you guys how to make these beautiful Winter Wonderland Cakesicles. These are inspired by Christmas snow globes, which I love. Let's start with the first one with the house and the tree. You want to start off by melting some blue compound white chocolate to match the color of the sky. Then you want to pour a little bit into each cakesicle mold and use a small spoon to start spreading it around. Make sure you're reaching the sides all the way to the top. Finally, you want to gently spread the chocolate around to even it out and give the mold a few taps as well. Now, you want to put the popsicle sticks and pop the mold in the fridge to set. A few minutes will do. And if you do need to go over some parts with more chocolate, feel free to do so and let it set again before you stuff it with cake. And you can use any flavor cake you like for this part. I'm using birthday cake here. Now you want to seal off the cakesicle with some more chocolate, making sure it's reaching all of the edges to close it off properly. Then try to smooth it all out best as you can with a spoon. Now take some of that blue chocolate into a piping bag to do a drizzle like this. This is so that we can stick the white sprinkles, which is supposed to be the snow, onto the cakesicle. I find that using my hands to sprinkle instead of a spoon spreads the sprinkles more evenly, giving a more like snowfall effect. For the next step, take some white colored chocolate into a piping bag so we can pipe the snow at the bottom. I personally love how this part turned out. It looks like real fluffy snow. Pipe it slightly unevenly to create hills, and at the end, give the cakesicle a quick shake so that the chocolate sets evenly. Now for the next step, we will start working on the toppers. Here I'm demolding the little white house, and if you notice, I put in some orange chocolate for the windows to give a nice warm glow coming from the house. We'll glue the house on using some white chocolate. Next, we will demold a tree. Now this mold has many different trees, but I chose this one because it fits the best on the cakesicle beside the house. We will place it on the cakesicle, and honestly it looks so pretty. Now we'll be using some black edible paint to paint the roof of the house to give it some more detail and to finish off the cakesicle. Here's the final product, and let's move on to our next cakesicle. For this one we follow all the steps before, but we will make new toppers. Here I'm demolding the snowman, and by the way I got most of these molds from Amazon if you want to buy them. Anyways, I used orange chocolate to fill in the nose and the scarf, and we will now place the snowman on the cakesicle. Again, I'm demolding the tree for this one. I'm choosing a longer one for this to match the height of the snowman and because it fits really well beside the snowman. I am now using the same edible paint to paint the eyes, hat, nose, and buttons, and this cakesicle is now complete. Let's move on to the last one, and for this one I'm going to be using a different cakesicle mold. I'm starting off by filling the nose part with some orange chocolate using a toothpick. I will then do the same for the scarf section using blue chocolate. I will then pour in some white chocolate and make sure it's not too hot so that the blue and the orange don't melt and bleed into the white. Spread it evenly, getting all the sides coated well. Next, we are going to put in the popsicle stick. We'll now stuff the cakesicle with some cake. This mold is a little bigger, so I did need some extra cake. Make sure it's nice and smooth, and then we're going to seal it off with some extra white chocolate. Make sure it gets all the way to the edges. Now we're just going to demold it. You're just going to push the popsicle stick out, and if you see any jagged edges you can just scrape those off with a knife. Now we're going to use the same black edible paint to paint in the eyes, the lips, and the hat, which was super satisfying to do. Now for the buttons, we'll use some green chocolate with a toothpick to fill them in like this. Now that completes this cakesicle and finishes off our Winter Wonderland set. I really hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial, and let me know if you do try making these. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see tutorials for new themes every week. Bye!